that we're now going down a dangerous road and will begin the modification or altering contracts in court. Mr. Speaker, that is what bankruptcy does. That is the rule of law. We do enforce contracts except when people get hopelessly in debt. We allow them to draw a line, to pay what they can, and then to get a fresh start in life. That's what bankruptcy does. In fact, home mortgages is the only kind of debt that can't be modified, and it is not because that was brought down on stone tablets from Mount Sinai, that exception. It's just a special interest give, which we see around here all the time. In 1978, the mortgage industry got that exception as a special interest provision. We've heard that this will result in arbitrary modifications. No, there are more than 1 million bankruptcy cases a year. We have a pretty good idea what bankruptcy judges are going to do. They're going to do the same thing with this kind of interest that they do with every other, including family farms, and this is exactly like the treatment of family farms. We've heard it'll help speculators. No, speculators already can be helped. Investors already can modify their mortgages in bankruptcy. It is only people who live in their homes who can't get relief. We've heard it will help people who bought too much house. No, if you can't afford a 100% mortgage at higher than the prime rate, it doesn't help you. The most infuriating argument is that the opposition is really not about helping the banking industry and the securities industry. It's all about helping the little people, that it's going to increase interest rates on the little people. Mr. Speaker, I have been hearing that the whole time I've been in Congress. It's never been about helping the banks get rich, according to the banks. It's always been about helping the little people. No matter how crooked their business practices may seem on their face, there's always something they need to do to help the little people. Here's the reality. 2 years ago, just a couple of years ago, 40% of all corporate profits for the financial services sector. 40%. That's after what all their salaries and their bonuses and their $50 million corporate jets and their golf tournaments and everything else. All right. Mr. Speaker, this amendment simply gives lenders one last chance to make a voluntary modification. That is undoubtedly better for a borrower to get a voluntary modification rather than having to go through bankruptcy. I support this amendment.
Gentleman from Virginia.